Good evening, everybody. Namaste. Welcome to the Beam meditation session today on Monday. We shall start with the scientific benefit of meditation. After that, we will practice some meditation, and thereafter, some wisdom from Sakshi Upanishad. Let us first break our current breathing pattern by breathing few deep, slow breaths. Because when we break the breathing pattern, those spying 175 neurons in the preboard complex in our brainstem inform our brain's control center that something has been changed. So our brain becomes alert to the new situation, and this breaks the flow. And then we are ready to either react or to respond to the new situation. So to break the breathing pattern, as we know, just take a few deep breaths slowly. Whenever something new happens, as we know that, first of all, our breathing pattern changes. And through that, our brain becomes alert. Today, we will be talking about meditation process. As you can see, in the inner circle, where you see this focus on object, it goes clockwise. The first inner circle, it shows the typical sequence clockwise a meditator will go through. So we try to focus on a particular object, then our mind wanders, then we recognize that mind is wandering, so we try to bring it back. We disengage and then return to the object, and again we come on the object we are focusing on. So this is the process of a meditator. The middle circle, sustaining, then distraction, monitoring, disengaging, and shifting. Now, these are the attentional processes that lie underneath. So when mind is wandering, it is distraction. When we recognize that mind is wandering, it is monitoring. And then we decide to actually disengage from the other object. And then the process is shifting from other object to the object we are focusing upon. In the outer circle represents the different brain networks that are involved in carrying out these functions. Alerting, default mode, salience, executive, and orienting. You can see in here that default mode is distraction, where mind wanders. That's default mode. our mind always wanders. So this is the process of meditation. And when we actually meditate, it involves 5 brains networks, as we have seen before. And those brain networks are about alerting, default mode, salience, executive, and orienting. So this is how it happens. So whenever we sit in the meditation, as we know that mind always wanders, and then we try to bring it back from the other object, and then we disengage from the other object, shift our attention from the other object, and then again we come back to the object we are focusing upon. In here, in default mode, our mind always wanders. And that's the main idea about focusing the mind on one singular point. To steady the mind, to make the mind still, so we can then jump there into no mind zone from the mind zone. As we know that focusing on a singular point positively affects brain's networks, and that is called meditation. It means to be in the present, in here and in now, focusing on a singular point. When we meditate, it involves all 5 networks in the brain, and then when we focus on a singular point, it gives us so many benefits in our body. It positively affects brain's networks. Meditation enhances positivity during pregnancy. It increases quality sleep. It creates alternate circulation pathways and new blood vessels. It achieves 4-step breathing to live longer and healthy. It trains 175 neurons in pre-Botsi brainstem to adapt the watch and wait policy. It teaches us to respond and not to react. Meditation controls the release of hormones. And we have seen all these scientific benefits in our previous sessions. It is not a religious practice. It's all about to seize the moment. It's all about you. It's all about you to be in here and in now. No past impressions, no future anxieties, just the present. Because you only live in the present. The past is gone, and the future only arrives as the present. Scientists say that just 10 minutes a day out of 1,440 minutes in a day, if we spare only 10 minutes a day to tune with ourselves, to meditate, to focus on a singular point, anywhere or anytime, in 8 weeks' times, it biologically changes our gray matter in our brain. So let us now meditate. You know what to do. Sit or lie in a comfortable position. Close your eyes, interlock your fingers to circulate the energy. Focus your mind at your nostrils. when you breathe in and breathe out. Do not roll your eyeballs towards nostrils. Keep observing your breaths going in and coming out at nostrils. If your mind wanders somewhere, bring it back to your nostrils to observe your breaths. Do not try to breathe deep, breathe naturally. Your breathing will automatically slow down. Keep observing your breaths. And 8, 6, 4, 2, you can slowly and gradually come out from your meditation. This is from Sakshi Upanishad. Why do you look outside? Why do you seek external help? Why do you even need anyone's help? There are 3 reasons. You have not understood about yourself. You do not have confidence in you, or you are lazy. You think that by following someone, your path, your spiritual journey will become easier. But there are no footprints left on the spiritual path. Spirituality does not even have a path. It's an open sky, a vast ocean where no flight paths or routes are registered. Everyone has their own way. You think that by climbing on someone's shoulder, you will be able to see much far easily. But you need to start your spiritual journey yourself. You have to learn the alphabet yourself. If your parents are doctors, it does not mean that you are a born doctor. Climbing on someone's shoulder simply means that you are not rooted. No roots, no tree, no branches, no flowers, no fruits. And there is no other shoulder to climb on, as there is no other. You look for the external help, a messenger, a prophet, a guru, an angel, an avatar, a book, an institution, because you haven't understood about yourself, about spirituality, about the absolute. You are the absolute. You are all that is. You do not require anyone or anything. Just go within. In fact, there is no without. There is no outside. There is no other external existence because there is no other. Then who would you follow? Whose shoulder would you climb on? Whose help would you get? There is only you. This was from Sakshi Upanishad. Ramesh ji just mentioned in the beginning about the Saturday sessions of Master Sharuji. She mentioned that walk barefoot. No sandals, no flip-flops, no slippers, no shoes, no stilettos. Just barefoot, without any protection from anything. To get the energy from the ground, to ground yourself. We always look for some help, outside help. We always like to follow somebody because we do not know that real energy comes from within only. And in oneness, there is no other. Whatever you read, whatever you think, whatever you observe, all these things are nothing but the illusion or the appearance of the absolute in various forms. But end of the day, there is only one. If there is only one, then who would we follow? Whose shoulders we will climb upon? Until and unless our mind, our thoughts become very clear about this. Even though there are so many ways, or there are so many different techniques, so many paths, everybody has their own path, their own technique. But end of the day, all techniques lead to just one thing, and that is you. That is the absolute and nothing else. Because there is nothing else apart from you. Now, I would like to invite anybody who want to share their experience or wisdom about oneness. Please do unmute yourself. Thank you. Yes.
A lot, Vijay ji. You remind me of wonderful wisdom sharings I used to hear while I was a kid. Every day morning in All India Radio, the very first program was a short wisdom that he shared. It had no any music. It was just the voice of the person talking. And we used to wake up as kids, and that was the first sound we used to hear. That was the wake up alarm, and that was directly entering into our being. And your voice also has that touching effect. Reminded me of those beautiful childhood days. Thanks for that. And regarding the oneness, my experience of oneness had started as I journeyed into meditation, into connecting to myself, and just observing my life, just observing every experience that is surrounded in my life, observing people. So most keenly, I was observing people who were doing things without their own self-importance. So many masters, many people in my life that have come across, I was attracted to that particular quality. I did not knew why, but somehow I was connected to that quality in them, that they are not separate to others. And they were doing things for everyone else because somehow they felt that they are doing into themselves or into that oneness consciousness. And since 2010, through few changes in my life, I started to also experience this oneness, because somehow I felt this is very much needed thing that I have to do. Everyone that I come across are just part of my experience. Everyone that I hear, that I listen, are also part of my experience. So somehow I started to experience more and more of this oneness consciousness, and I truly believe this sphere of oneness is only growing, enveloping more and more. There is no limit to what this experience of oneness is, let's say, growing into itself. I know there is a lot still to experience, and I happily invite my life to embrace me into these experiences that they come across. So I'm very grateful to all the people that have come across, all the masters, all the writings, every small and big, without any difference, experiences and people that made me experience this little of what I am experiencing now. So that is a bit of my personal experience on oneness, Vijay.
Good,
Thank
yeah.
you.
It's good. Anybody else want to share their wisdom or experience, or to say something about or something on oneness? Okay, I think Rameshji, we shall
Yeah.
conclude the session.
And maybe just wanted to notify friends, you can unmute yourself. So that should be a possibility. If anyone would like to share. Yes, Shirinji, you want to go ahead? You can unmute yourself.
I think I'd like to share maybe my experience that happened that made me experience oneness. And it's many, many years ago when usually when you're in meditation, there's somebody who's aware of what's going on. And it was like that witness that's witnessing just was not there. And I woke up and it was like there was no time, there was no space. There was a few things that happened to me. It was like the mind had gone, time and space had gone, and I was just really happy for the first time ever in my life, maybe from my heart. So there was a love that came out that I'd never experienced before. And that gave me that sense of oneness. And I remember thinking to myself, because I'd done lots of Ho'oponopono and forgiveness, and I taught a lot of these things. And, you forgive this one and so forth. And I realized that actually, as long as there was that duality, there was still never that feeling that I then had after this experience, which was like, oh my goodness, this is something different that I'm experiencing. And the being in love, I remember waking, I was in love with everything. I was in love with my pillows, with my sheet. I was just in love with the whole world. And that didn't last for, it was a few months and that was gone. But the no mind, and I was probably one of these people that had the busiest minds in the world. I'd be concerned, worried, all of that. It just vanished. So that no mind was very linked to no time as well. Because even now, when people talk about their past or talk about situations, I can't ever get it back in the same way as I did when there was suffering. So I don't have that in the same way. And my sense is that it's so true that you're talking about oneness, Ram, and you're saying about being part. It's really for me it was about everything that comes into my life, like you, is about me. It was that realization that actually I'm almost creating and manifesting everything all the time. And maybe just the way I react to everything is my growth. So I'm very aware of the vasanas. Because after that experience, I didn't think it was necessary to meditate in the same way. It was like when I closed my eyes, there was just nothing. There was just nothing. But I also realized that these vasanas are very deep, and that meditation is a very powerful tool to go very deep in removing these patterns and conditioning inside of us. But the time and the no mind has never returned in any major way except functionally. Um, so I guess we all will have this experience, and I've met many people who've woken up in different ways and have different experience. But for me, that was how that happened. I've also seen that because the path that I was very interested in was non-dualistic Advaita. So very often at Tony Parsons, Eckhart Tolle, Adyashanti, these kinds of places that I would go to, I would see people who would wake up in that way. And it could be that you wake up for a year and the duality comes back, or parts of it would come back. Um, so it's so interesting, it's fascinating. And I'm sure that I often very interested in avatars or different levels of consciousness, and there's so much for us to be able to experience. So probably just a tiny tip that we ever, or taste that we get. If you think that you have people like Ramana Maharishi, who was in meditation for what, 20, 18, 19 years, and you just think, oh my goodness, how incredible to be able to be alive and witness that there are people that reach such levels of their evolution. And yeah, I think that meditation, I was always somebody who was interested in meditation, not because, as I listened to some and they said, oh, and it was great and it made me, I was attracted to meditation because my life was such a mess. It was like, and every time I would, I'd have this thing about, but I'm actually a good person. Why is this thing happening to me? And life would slap me upside down, and I would just go inside and meditate. So it's almost as if I was whipped into action somewhere. It wasn't that, oh, this is a lovely thing and I'm going to meditate. And I really went through a lot in life. But as a part of that, I wouldn't change a single thing in my life, because it actually got me to go deeper and deeper into me. Yeah. So that was my experience of oneness and the realization. And my husband died 3 weeks ago. And that realization of actually, everything is transient. It's there, it happens, and it's gone. Uh, and that's all there is to it. So I think I'm still on, and with everybody else on this journey where we learning, we growing, we evolving, we experiencing everything that life throws at us. And maybe for me, certainly, it's how am I responding? I can assure you, if my husband had just gone to hospital and died, I would have been able to cope. But I think for 3 weeks he was in hospital and he was unconscious. And I didn't know it, and they would phone me every day to tell me, whether he was alive or not. And honestly, if it was the worst trauma that I was going through, just waiting for this conversation that was going to tell me whether Sushan was there or not. So, there is so much that we as human beings can delve deep into our psyche. And I know as I kept doing meditation, it was much better and it was much better. And then I think about a week, just after he died, I had this dream because there was part of me thinking, oh my God, it's shocking because this man was really healthy. I wouldn't have ever thought he was going to die. And when I had a dream, and in this dream, it was quite incredible. Sushan came to me and he just said, Shireen, you don't have to be concerned because I'll guide you. And this, I would have replied to him in the same way. I just said, what do you think? And I would have said that if he was alive. But he was so happy and everything was so amazing that I didn't know what was true, whether me, Shireen, living this life here on this planet was true, or whether that dream was even more true. And after that dream, I couldn't be sad in the same way. And there was no missing anybody because it was like, this is just what's happening. and we're part of that's happening. So I think, I'm still fascinated at what goes on. And I'm really open too, because I think sometimes we can be arrogant and think we know things, and then life will come and teach you, will give you a lesson. So I'm like everybody else, I'm just looking to continue on this journey. And I think that really meditation, or even walking in power walks or whatever you want to call it, are just so useful and helpful for our growth, really. I think, but I love the sharings that we have, and I wish more people could share about their, what they find oneness is for them, because there's so much to learn from one another in these sessions. So I really invite people to share, because we learn from each other, and that enriches us too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Anyone else, friends? Okay. So Vijayji, if that is fine, and if you allow, then we shall end the session.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So thanks a lot, Vijayji, and beautiful Shireen for all that you have shared. Very wonderful, very wonderful. Yes, it is very important that that realization, everyone will find their own way to connect to that oneness. So wonderful, wonderful. And friends, thanks a lot for being here. And we will connect back tomorrow morning with meditation with the cosmic picture at 6 a.m. Germany time. So I wish you all a wonderful time till then, and namaste.
Namaste, everybody.
Namaste.